New enterprise associates backed Salesforce, Groupon, and Gilt Group. Now they're setting up shop at Harvard. The new fund, called the Experiment Fund, will bankroll Boston area students looking to turn big idea into big businesses. We spoke with Patrick Chung, a partner at NEA and founder of the new fund.
NEA and Harvard really have very much the same mission, which is to attract, develop, and cultivate these profoundly talented people who want to make a difference in the world. And so Harvard, has had no problem in that measure. 8 U.S. presidents, 68 Nobel Prizes, even the foundation of the venture capital industry itself when George Soros founded American Research and Development in 1946. So we just saw this great opportunity to help students who don't necessarily want to go off and become professors or doctors or lawyers or engineers, but who want to start businesses, help them start their businesses right in the birthplace of their ideas and their teams and their networks.
So Harvard is obviously a great school. I went there, you went there. We think it's great. But how much of this is about not wanting to miss the next Facebook?
Well, as venture capitalists, you never want to miss the next Facebook. So it's at the end of the day, it is about finding entrepreneurs like that. And Harvard in and of itself has produced two of the most transformative technology companies of each generation. Bill Gates leaving Harvard in 1974, Microsoft in the first generation, now this generation with Facebook, and there's a lot in between. NEA has had a huge tradition of investing in Harvard entrepreneurs. So in the 1970s, Bob Metcalfe, the inventor of Ethernet, who was a grad student at Harvard, we backed him at 3Com. More recently, Dan Yates and Alex Lasky at O-Power in 2008, Alexis Maybank and Alexandra Wilkes at Gilt Group in 2011. So this is something that we've done for a long time, and there's a lot in between those two generations.
You hear so much about Stanford and the Silicon Valley startup ecosystem. Does the Harvard and Boston community get overlooked?
You know what? I think it does get overlooked, and I think there's a huge market discontinuity here. And so my partners and I at NEA saw that and decided, let's put a seed vehicle right on the campus of Harvard. And so it does, obviously Stanford and Silicon Valley is still ground zero for this sort of thing. But there are very few places in the world with an amount of brain power, technology, capital, network, and expertise as the Cambridge, Massachusetts area.
And you guys actually have an office on campus. Tell me how that impacts things, what kind of traffic you're getting.
So far, the traffic has been phenomenal. We've probably had inbound about 300 solicitations. But what it really means is that students who are there don't have to go off campus. They don't have to, go onto the internet and look up how do I start a company, where do I get financing from. They can literally come out of class, turn left, and they're there. And in a little bit of a nice historical symmetry, we are housed in Maxwell Dworkin, the building given to Harvard by Bill Gates.
Right.
But it's important to note that the fund, the Experiment Fund, is not just for Harvard students. So you can have gone to any college, you can have just gone to no college at all, you can just be in the area, and we'll still love to work with you.
Well, dropping out is a badge of honor these days.
That's
so
right.
You guys have seeded a few companies so far. What kind
Right.
of companies have you put money into? What kind of companies are you looking for?
Yeah, as I say, we've done this for the last 30 years. In the last 9 months, the 3 Harvard startups that we've funded are, number one, Rock Health, started by this incredible woman named Hallie Tecco, 2011 graduate of Harvard, who started a health apps incubator here in San Francisco. Number two, we started backed a company called Omada, which is founded by an MD MBA dropout named Sean Duffy, that does a cool health app to prevent people from progressing to diabetes who are pre-diabetic. And third, we funded a company by 2009 graduates called Tivoli, which does IPTV, so TV over the internet, where most college kids can watch live television.
So what kind of sectors are you looking in now?
We will look at every single sector. Every sector, consumer internet, technology, enterprise software, healthcare, alternative energy, everything.
And you know this, there's been an explosion of angel investing, seed stage investing, incubators.
Yeah.
How do you differentiate yourself?
Well, the number one differentiator is we're right on the Harvard campus. Number two, although we're hyper local, we also have the entire network of NEA, which stretches from Cambridge, Massachusetts now, to Silicon Valley, to New York, to Washington, D.C., to China, to India. And so students and teams that take advantage of the Experiment Fund today will get not only seed capital, but company building expertise from all of NEA's extensive network and from all of my partners at NEA.
That was Patrick Chung, a founder of the Experiment Fund and partner at New Enterprise Associates.